Okay, so to start this off, I have to tell a story. Yesterday, I was at work and my eyelash was falling off, and I go, you know what? I can just walk right down the street. I'll get some eyelash glue. I will get right out. No. We all know that that didn't happen and that it would never happen and that it couldn't happen. And I walked out with a huge ass bag of makeup. So today I will be using all of that makeup on my face, and it is mostly Wet n Wild, Revlon, NYX, all those major drugstore brands. And so I'm really excited. It's going to be first impression, and hopefully it turns out well. My last first impression did not turn out so well, so I'm a little nervous about this one, but they're super fun to film because when shit goes wrong, it's really funny, for you guys at least. And sometimes for me, I guess. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm gonna dig through this enormous bag of products. I mean, you know it's bad when this is the length of your receipt. Why do I do this? Why do you do this? So I didn't get any eyeshadows yesterday because I may or may not have gotten like 4 or 5 eyeshadow palettes in the past week. So I'll be using one of my old eyeshadow palettes today. I love this palette. I love the colors. I like everything about it. So I'm gonna be using it. I hope that's okay. Okay, I'm also gonna be using my Morphe 350S palette because I want that shade right there. Heads up, this video will probably be super long. How do we feel about my hair today? Just throwing up after the gym, isn't that fun? Okay, we got a tape on. Got a tape. Oh, I did get these new brushes though. They're from the brand Givenchy. I actually have no idea if they're good, so let's use these today. It's a 12-piece complete eye brush set. It's from Amazon, so it doesn't really say what brushes, and none of them are labeled, so that's fun. So I'll try my best to describe them. Let me take them out of this packaging real quick. Oh, so I'm a little nervous about the blending brushes. They're nice, but they're just like really malleable, and I kind of want one that's a little bit harder and shorter, and I don't see that here. So makes me like, I didn't want hair just went up my nose. Oh gosh. I'm gonna be pulling my 2 Morphe brushes. I have the regular blending brush and then the shorter one. So I'll be using those as well today. And then I'll try to use these brushes wherever I can. So first thing, I'm going to be using my Photo Focus Concealer from Wet n Wild. And I'm gonna use that as a lid primer. This stuff dries so freaking fast, so I would recommend doing one eye at a time and then setting it. But look at that finish, it's so pretty. Okay, let's try one of these brushes. I'm gonna take this flat top brush. By the way, I'm gonna use Desert Sand to set my eyes today. Feel free to use any matte shade that you usually use. Actually, these brushes are applying really nicely. I'm gonna do the other eye. So I actually really like this brush in particular. It's a kind of skinny shadow brush. It's just applying the shadow super well, and it's not leaving any kickback on the palette, which I had experienced with my other brushes, so that's pretty cool. So because we're kind of on a roll with these brushes, I'm going to use this blending brush right here and the shade Musk as a transition shade. I will say, so these brushes are good for blending a certain area, but when it comes to the crease, I'm having a lot of trouble kind of just like going everywhere, so I don't know about that. Let's give it another try on the other eye. I like it for the outer lid, but I don't really like it for the crease. So there's a shorter blending brush, and I'm going to take that one and the shade Eden, which is a matte peach shade, and throw that into the same areas as we did Musk. I'm going to change to my Morphe blending brush real quick. Yeah, I feel like the other brushes kind of make the shadows lose pigmentation when they are applied to the lid, which you don't want. I'm going to use the color Amber next, which is kind of a redwood matte, like brownie red color. Do we understand? I mean, I feel like we do. And I'm going to take it on that smaller Morphe blending brush, and I'm just going to focus it in the outer half of my eye and crease because I want to create some depth there before we go in with the shimmer shadow. I am so into reds right now, and it's really hard to do anything else. I feel like all of my looks have just been red shadow. Oh, I forgot to tell you what we're doing today. We're pretending it's fall because it's so goddamn hot outside. I'm pretending like it's freezing, so I turned the air on. I made it 65 up here and put a long flannel on, and we're pretending it's fall. And I've never been happier. You can choose how high you want to take this color. It completely depends on how dramatic you want the look to be, but I just want to put down a base because it's just easier to work with. In the remainder of 2017, I'm going to try to not be extra all the damn time. I can't make any promises, but I won't even try. I love it. I love being extra. So I'll be using my trusty Benefit Air Patrol to prime my eyes for that shimmer shadow, and I'm using one of my new flat top shadow brushes to do that. So I'm going to do this one eye at a time because I don't want to risk it drying, and I'm going to be going in with this. The cool thing too is that this shade's so versatile in this Morphe palette that you can use any base shades and just pop that into the inner corner, and by inner corner I mean the inside of your lid. This could also totally be a prom look or wedding, and I'm taking that about halfway across the lid. Look at that color. It's so intense and so pigmented. I freaking love Morphe. I don't always make the right decisions, but I feel like that one was the right decision. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on my other eye. So moving on, I'll be using the colors Amber, Saffron, and Blazing. And I'm going to start with that orange tone Blazing on my small Morphe blending brush. And I'm going to use that to blend my shadows together. So our goal right now is to get rid of any harsh lines without losing that pigmentation. I don't know why my mirror is in this. And concentrate it in my outer V and crease like we did before. And on my Morphe pencil brush, I'm going to be using the color Saffron in my very outer V. And I'm adding a little bit of Oud, O-U-D. And on my Morphe blending brush, I'm going to go back in with the color Blazing just to blend this look all together. Okay, so for now, now for some products that I just got. Okay, so one of the first products that I got was this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Phase Primer, and it says that it refines pores, fills fine lines, brightens complexion, and even skin tone. If that's the case, then I think I found gold. Oh, I definitely didn't expect this. It's just white. It almost looks like lotion. It feels like lotion, maybe a little bit softer, and it smells like sunscreen. Oh, that's very strange. I did not expect that. It feels like I'm putting sunscreen on my face, but if it reduces fine lines, I'm all about it. It even kind of smells like sunscreen. That's so strange. So I actually do think it blurred pores, which is weird because I felt like I was just putting sunscreen on. We'll see if it helps with fine lines just when I put my concealer on. I'll even put a little bit more underneath my eye just because that's the part that I'm really interested in. Wow. So I put it on and it's been like 30 seconds and I'm feeling the rest of my face and it feels like there's nothing on it. It feels super soft. Usually after I put primer on, I can feel the consistency of it on my face. I can feel it kind of either tacky or slimy, and this just soaked right into my skin. So far so good. That's really cool. So I did not get any foundation, but I do want to keep going with this drugstore Wet n Wild train, and so I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the shade Bronze Beige, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I haven't tried blending this foundation with a brush, and I'm just gonna try. Oh, that's weird. Oh no. Yeah. So I applied this with a brush, and I can't tell if I don't like it because of the primer that I used, or if I wouldn't like it applied with a brush. But what I see is that the primer has caused it to break out around my face, which is weird because this is the Photo Focus Face Primer and this is the Photo Focus Foundation, so you would think it would work well together, but instead it almost feels like the coverage is now medium coverage instead of full coverage, and the product is breaking apart around my face. So I'm going to try this again with my Beauty Blender just to give it a shot one more time, just to see if it was the brush. I think that if you're going to use the Photo Focus Primer, it's better to use a Beauty Blender. So I'm going to continue the Wet n Wild trend and use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade 1. I believe. Oh, in the shade Light Ivory. So the one thing I noticed about this foundation, and by foundation I mean concealer, is that it dries really fast. So you have to work really fast. So I'm actually gonna start under my eyes and around my nose and highlight my face afterwards. So now that we have our under eyes concealed, I'm gonna go ahead and put some concealer on my nose and forehead and blend that all in. To set my face, I'll be using my e.l.f. tone correcting powder and placing that on the end of my beauty blender and patting that in. And I'm patting that in anywhere that we concealed. And just because I feel like it, I'm going to be moving on to my eyeliner and then back to my face. Just did a kind of small cat eye, nothing crazy, and I'm gonna quickly prep my eyelashes with my Benefit Roller Lash. I don't know why I said it like that, Roller Lash. I'm also going to quickly do my brows. By the way, for my brows, I was using my NYX Cake Powder in the shade Dark Brown. In my recent e.l.f. haul, I reviewed a bunch of products and my eyebrow brush came in broken, which is unfortunate because I actually really like it to fill in the gaps in my brows. I do like the spoolie though, it's super thick and really moves that product around and blends it in. So I met the most amazing brow artist. Her name is Cami May on Instagram. And you guys should definitely check her out. I need you right now, girl. I need you, girl. My brows are out of control. And because we already know I'm extra, I'm taking my NYX Dark Circle Corrector and my e.l.f. concealer brush and carving those brows out. As soon as I get that concealer where I want it, I just like to go in with my finger. And for my brow bone today, I'll be using this shade right here, which is a almost like silvery metallic shade. To make sure everything's blended together, I'm going to take that same blending brush with whatever product's still on it and just blend the brow bone with the rest of the eye look. So moving on to the next thing I got, I already have this makeup contour stick from Wet n Wild in the shade Call Me Maple, but it was super dark, and yesterday when I was at the store, they had the lighter shade called Oaks on You. So I'm really excited to try this out because I think it'll be a better contour shade for my skin tone. So if you look at my hand, and I'm horrible at swatching, this one right here, the lighter shade, is Oaks on You, and this one below is Call Me Maple. So I'll be using this shade today. So I do really like the formula of this. I think it blends out really well. I just always thought the shade I got was a little bit too dark for me. So I'm kind of excited. I'll actually even contour my nose, which I never do with the other shade. And I'm going to take a thick blending brush and blend up per usual and then in circular motions. Look how easily it blends. I mean, I'm so impressed with Wet n Wild lately. Their concealer's pretty good, although it just dries a little bit too fast. See, this color is a little bit warmer. It's not as dark. Honestly, when I went to the drugstore, I was just so excited because they had one of their contour sticks and I hadn't been able to find that anywhere else. So I grabbed it, but I definitely think that this one is a better color for me. And I'm going to use my Modern Minerals You Are Gorgeous brush just to blend that contour. Okay, well that took all my foundation off. That brush is not good for that. So I'm going to fix this with a beauty blender. I got the Wet n Wild pressed powder. So it looks like this, and it is in the shade Goodbye. It's in the shade Goodbye Photo Flash. Good one, Carmel. It's in the shade Warm Beige. Okay, you know when you first open, what is it? Like, when you first open cream cheese, and it's just like the most beautiful, like whipped look. I mean, it deserves that name, Photo Finish. That is gorgeous. So I'm gonna grab my small e.l.f. Kabuki brush and set the rest of the areas that I didn't set already. I'm not mad about that. That gave a really nice blurring effect. Their Photo Finish line is killing it. I really like that. And I can't see the sparkle. I can't see the sparkle at all. So to warm up the face, we'll be using a bronzer I already have. So I have a Wet n Wild bronzer, but the fallout is so bad and I just don't want to use that one. I don't like this one. So I'm going to use my Hoola bronzer and my bronzer brush and just set all that in circular motions. And I'm using a very light hand so that it's not patchy. you already know what's happening to contour my face, so let's just get on with it. For blush, I bought this Baby Blossom True Match blush, and it's a little light for me, so we'll see if it works. I'm going to use my Morphe blush brush and probably pack that on the cheek since it's so light. Oh, I actually really like that. I love this. Baby Blossom. I want more. I want all the color on my cheeks. Yes. So I got 2 highlighters yesterday. I got the Wet n Wild Sangria Castles and the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. Doesn't really have a name. Let's see. Let's swatch these real quick. So this is the Sangria Castles and this is the Mega Glow. Okay, so I think I'm going Mega Glow, but I haven't seen this one, so it's kind of cool. So I'm going to use my Wet n Wild brush on that Mega Glow and highlight the cheeks. Oh, damn. I like that. I told you, Wet n Wild is killing it. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And a little for the nose. My fingers are too thick to do my own nose highlight. I really like that. I'll definitely make sure to use this in another video, but I really do like this one. It's not too sparkly. It's just that shimmer so that when the sun hits in the right way, it pops, which, you know, I love. I don't like when it's too sparkly. So win-win. I'm like, wow, it's killing it today. So I feel like I should pop some lashes on because I'm crazy. I'm a crazy lady. So I got a lot of dramatic eyelashes yesterday. I got the Double Demi by Ardell. And I got the Airson lashes, 3D Mink false lashes. And I got the Glamour Multi-Pack and the Ardell Wispies. I would totally do Ardell Wispies for this, but I feel like I'm going to work. Oh, it's like the right thing to do. I'm going to use my natural multi-pack that I've been using recently and just throw those on real quick. Let the record show that I wanted to do extra drama, but that's what I get for filming on a Thursday morning. I'm really packing that glue on because I can't afford to freaking go to Walgreens again and walk out with $200 worth of makeup. So I feel like some people are born good at lashes and other people are learners. And I'm a learner. So this tool is insane. I freaking love it. It took my skills from 0 to 100. So to finish off this look, we obviously have to pack in this color in our lash line. So I'll be taking Saffron and placing that on my lash line. And I'm gonna use Oud, I think you call it, and put that in there as well, just to buff everything together. I feel like now I want to add more drama to my wing, like it's a sad wing with this crazy look. So for my waterline, I'm going to use my deep brown lip pencil from e.l.f. and just line those suckers. They call it deep brown, but it really does have some red tones in it, which make it perfect for this look. And once I've lined my waterline, I'm just buffing that into my lash line as well. And I'm using that same brush that I applied the shadow with to buff it a little bit more and just blend the colors together. All right, to officially finish off our eyes, actually I just lied to myself. We're gonna do the inner corner, but to finish off that bottom lash line, I'm just going to use my Benefit Roller Lash. Okay, I apologize because this mascara is dry AF and you've gotta be kidding me. I got it. Why am I so like snotty today? I can't. Don't you know I'm filming today? So I bought a few lip liners and then a few lipsticks. So the first lip color I got is by Revlon and it's their Ultra HD Matte Liquid Color in HD Glitz. I thought this could be really fun for fall. It comes off gray, but it has purple and blue tones in it as well. The really cool thing about this is that it applies as a gloss, but then dries matte. The second color is called Luster, and I feel like this is kind of the fraternal twin of Glitz because it's that same gray color, but this one has hints of purple instead of blue. So the last one I got, and I feel like I should use because it's Wet n Wild, is the Liquid Catsuit in the shade Rebel Rose. And it's just a really pretty kind of muted deep rose color. It's that one right there. You can tell I'm preparing for fall because all of these colors will be used in the fall and perhaps Halloween. So those are the 3 lip colors I got, and I think today I'll be using this one right here. I also got 3 lip liners. The first one's called Red the Scene, and it's just a true red. Like if you're looking for a bold red lip, you got it right there. That's your color. The next one that I got is kind of a pink shade, and it's called Pink Flamingos. This bright pink shade. It's so weird because it doesn't look as bright on the hand, but when I put it on my lips, it's like bam, like crayon. And the last one that I got, and I think I'll be using today, is Plum Together, which, I mean, the title kind of gives it away, but it really is just a plum color with notes of purple and red. Today I'll be lining my lips with Plum Together. So this is so easy to apply. It's so buttery. So I like to just use my finger to drag that color down. And I'm gonna use Rebel Rose just to fill in the rest. Oh wow, that actually matches so perfectly. I did not expect that. So this was super easy to apply. It feels really good on the lips. I have to wait a little bit until it dries just to test out whether or not it comes off very easily, but I love the color, I love the consistency, I love the formula, and I love the doe foot applicator. So I also forgot to tell you guys, I got some masks from this brand called Peach Slices. I got one that is a brightening sheet mask, I got a hydrating sheet mask, and I got a lip mask. If you guys want to see how I use these on my face, then let me know. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I applied things on my face as a first impression, and also the swatches of some of the other items that I got. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.